Joining me now is Congressman Jared Moskowitz, Democrat of Florida and member of the Oversight Committee. You know, I got to say, I've covered Congress for a few decades. I've been in a lot of congressional hearings. There's always a fair amount of posturing and performance. That's just, that's politics. It's fine. It's partly showmanship. It does seem weirdly more unhinged over there than usual. Is that a correct perception?
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. Yeah, no, that's a pretty good observation. It's been going on for the last 10 months. Obviously, it's devolved since January 6th. It's devolved since Donald Trump, continues to lower the bar day in and day out, and they repeat it, and it's continued behavior. I mean, listen, if the chairman is listening, I think he needs a mental health day. He just, they have such thin skin. These Republicans, they like to dish it out, but man, they just cannot take it. He's been going on TV day in and day out talking about the brother and the president, and they do business together when he wasn't in office, by the way. And as soon as there's an article written that the chairman is doing the exact same thing, all I did was ask the chairman to explain it. And he just totally lost it. I needed Bernie Sanders to be like, sit down, Mr. Chairman, and put him in his seat. But yeah, look, you saw it. I mean, he's been running hearings all year. His own witnesses, have said there's nothing there on Joe Biden. There's nothing for impeachment, and yet they want to continue this day in and day out. So I'm glad the chairman exposed himself today.
Well, it also feels like this impeachment push, again, to the extent there's a unifying project, it's to get Donald Trump elected. I think that is fair to say, and they're doing everything they can to do that. And one of the things they want to do is impeach or sully Joe Biden to that end. I did see some fascinating reporting that in a meeting with Republican House moderates, which is to say frontline members who are in Biden districts, that Mike Johnson was open to their argument that because Biden's polling numbers weren't as strong, there was less need to impeach Joe Biden, which seemed to me like a little bit of a tell.
Well, they don't have the votes. So first of all, they don't have the votes for impeachment. If they had the votes for impeachment, they would have called impeachment. Don't think for a second that Donald Trump doesn't want Joe Biden impeached. Donald Trump has 2 impeachments. He has 50% of all impeachments in American history. He has 4 indictments. He has 100% of all the presidential indictments, federal indictments. And so, at the end of the day, they'd love to run the score up on Joe Biden falsely, but they don't have the votes. So that now they're coming up with this argument, well, we'll continue to prosecute it in the media with all the misinformation they're putting out. And Comer goes on TV every day as the chief propagandist for Donald Trump and all this Joe Biden stuff. And so that's their strategy right now because they don't have the votes. And so, look, Marjorie Taylor Greene tries to impeach Mayorkas. They didn't have the votes for that. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene filed articles of impeachment the very first week Joe Biden was in office, right? And so, it just goes to show you how disarray they are in because all day, every day, they go on TV and they sell the American people, they sell that echo chamber that Joe Biden should be impeached, but they don't have the votes.
And it's interesting, too, because it's on the day that they don't have the votes along party line to keep the government funded, right? When you look at what are the substantive things that Congress has to do? What's the #1 power the Article 1 branch of Congress has in the U.S. Constitution? The power of the purse, funding the government. That's its primary central power in this whole thing, right? You passed, basically a clean CR today, continuing resolution without any kind of crazy right-wing poison pills, as Democrats had asked, as had been worked out between Joe Biden, Kevin McCarthy, and Senate leadership, right? You passed it today with more Democratic votes than Republican votes. It's no wonder they're so frustrated. That's the one thing that is actually the thing of governing the country. They A, don't seem to have interest in, and B, don't have the party line votes to unilaterally drive the way they want to.
Look, they're great at being in the minority, and they're doing everything they can do to get back there.
Get back there.
Okay, they just want to be they want to be the party of no, and they're showing how good they can be at being the party of no. I mean, literally, what Speaker Johnson did today is exactly what Kevin McCarthy did just a couple of weeks ago, and they filed a motion to vacate. So I don't know, is the House Freedom Caucus now going to file a motion to vacate? By the way, the House Freedom Caucus literally asked for this laddered approach to the CR. Speaker Johnson said, fine, I'll give it to you. And they go out and 80 of them vote against it. And so they cannot govern without the Democrats. I mean, that is crystal clear. They can't solve the debt ceiling issue without the Democrats. They can't keep the government open without the Democrats. They can't fund Israel without the Democrats. They can't do anything without the Democrats. And so here's the good news. The good news is in 12 months, they're going to have a wonderful opportunity to do a lot with the Democrats in the House when they're back in the minority.
We shall see. Congressman Jared Moskowitz, Florida. Thank you very much, sir.